my relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, like, I come from a middle class, kind of blue collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories.
TMZ reported that Blake Lively has told people that there were multiple reasons that Justin Baldoni made her feel uncomfortable. It's a feminist buzzword. Uncomfortable on.
Candace Owens, well known for her sharp tongue and unapologetic commentary, has once again ignited debate, this time setting her sights on Hollywood's golden couple, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. The spark. Her scathing ridicule of a protective order the pair reportedly filed, a move that on its surface looks routine but has been framed by Owens as a sign of deeper turmoil. To her followers, this isn't just another Hollywood headline, it's a clue that something serious may be unfolding behind the polished curtain from the outside. Blake and Ryan have cultivated the image of an untouchable modern love story. Red carpet elegance, playful exchanges online, and an almost storybook aura of glamour and stability have made them the envy of many. Yet Owens claims that this carefully constructed picture-perfect facade hides a far more complicated reality. In her view, protective orders are rarely just paperwork, they often signal that powerful secrets need to be locked away before they can erode a public persona. That argument has left fans and critics split. Some dismiss her remarks as yet another attention-grabbing jab designed to keep her in the headlines. Others wonder whether she struck a nerve, raising questions the couple would prefer remain unanswered. Is this protective order a simple legal safeguard, or is it a frantic attempt to keep scandalous information under wraps? Owens has made a career of tearing down celebrity mystique. Politicians, pop stars, film icons, she's taken them all on with a consistency that's earned her both fierce loyalty and intense backlash. To her detractors, she thrives on provocation for the sake of spectacle. To her supporters, she's one of the few willing to cut through Hollywood's culture of staged perfection. Either way, her latest focus on Blake and Ryan fits neatly into a pattern, exposing cracks in the images of the seemingly untouchable. Whispers now suggest the couple moved quickly, filing the order amid concern that someone close to them might speak out. Reports of hurried phone calls, urgent legal filings, and quiet behind-the-scenes maneuvering only add to the sense of unease. Protective orders in the entertainment industry are often about protecting children or locking down business contracts, but speculation is swirling that this one goes far beyond routine matters. Some say it's less about privacy and more about barricading against leaks capable of reshaping their legacy. For Owens, the unfolding tension is fuel. She thrives in this kind of environment, using controversy as a megaphone to dominate public attention. Her commentary, whether seen as fearless truth-telling or calculated agitation, has the power to shift narratives and rattle even the most carefully curated reputations. What's ultimately at stake here isn't only Blake and Ryan's image. It's a larger reflection of how celebrities walk a fragile line between adoration and exposure in today's hyper-connected world. A single rumor, amplified through social media and relentless commentary, can grow into a cultural flashpoint. And now, one pointed challenge from Candace Owens threatens to unravel one of Hollywood's most celebrated love stories, turning private struggles into very public speculation.
Each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh really? Because I just have one on my list. I didn't have anyone on my list. And it wasn't funny anymore. No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, oh.
For Candace Owens, this latest dust-up in Hollywood is irresistible, like red meat tossed to a lion. She wasted no time ridiculing celebrities who seek protective orders, mocking them as pampered royalty cowering from shadows, while slyly suggesting that anyone taking such legal steps must have something explosive to conceal. Evidence may be absent, but in Hollywood, rumors don't need proof. They spread faster than fact, fueling a wildfire of speculation before the truth can even take shape. The real question is why Owens has zeroed in on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Is this simply her way of keeping her name in the headlines, or is there something more calculated at play? Owens has long understood the media equation: controversy equals visibility. By taunting 2 of the most beloved names in entertainment, she all but guarantees her commentary dominates tabloids, floods social media feeds, and sparks endless cable news chatter. Some insiders whisper that her fixation may also stem from frustration with celebrities who preach authenticity while hiding behind carefully drafted legal shields. To Owens, that reeks of hypocrisy if you brand yourself as transparent. She argues, you shouldn't resort to secrecy when the spotlight gets uncomfortable. Her critics, however, see things differently. They argue she isn't fighting for principles at all, but for relevance. For them, her jabs are less about exposing truth and more about keeping herself at the center of a non-stop media cycle. Adding another layer to the firestorm is politics. Owens, famous for her polarizing positions, stands ideologically opposite from Blake and Ryan, who often align with progressive causes. That contrast has led some observers to suspect she is weaponizing those political divides, positioning her attacks as both cultural critique and ideological strike. It's a dangerous mix in Hollywood, where celebrity images and political affiliations are often combustible when combined, and once Owens launched her commentary, the public reaction amplified the drama tenfold. Fans of Blake and Ryan swarmed to their defense, mocking Owens as desperate for relevance and circulating memes branding her as jealous much, or suggesting she couldn't land even a Ryan cameo if she tried. Meanwhile, her supporters doubled down with hashtags like #Candace Exposes, #Royal Protective Order, and #Dirty Hollywood, painting her as the lone voice bold enough to puncture Hollywood's golden illusion. The digital tug-of-war quickly transformed the story from simple gossip into a cultural spectacle, with mainstream outlets dissecting every shred of rumor. Some reports speculated the order may have gone beyond routine confidentiality agreements, possibly covering sensitive personal records or business documents. Others hinted at high-stakes secrets involving production deals, unguarded private remarks, or even financial entanglements that could spook sponsors. In Hollywood, where reputation is currency, even whispers of scandal can drain value overnight. A handful of anonymous sources even claimed the matter might brush up against broader controversies swirling around other A-list figures, from Justin Baldoni to Taylor Swift, further fueling intrigue. Yet through all the noise, Blake and Ryan's team has stayed conspicuously restrained. Their public statements have been sparse, generic, and focused on the idea of respecting privacy. That silence, far from calming speculation, has only fanned it, allowing Owens to frame herself as the fearless agitator refusing to buy into the Hollywood fairy tale. Every new jab, every mocking insinuation, reinforces the sense that something must be buried deep within those sealed documents. And that's why the mystery has become Hollywood's hottest fixation. Protective orders are often routine, designed to protect children or contracts, but this one feels different. The timing, the urgency, the secrecy, it all suggests stakes far higher than usual. The couple's carefully polished image as Hollywood's golden pair makes them especially vulnerable. For years, they've embodied charm, wit, philanthropy, and devotion. Their brand is spotless. But precisely because their image shines so brightly, one crack could prove catastrophic. Candace Owens knows this. She thrives in chaos, and she has positioned herself as the disruptor ready to remind the world that even fairy tales have shadows. Whether she's chasing attention, exposing hypocrisy, or exploiting political divides, her unrelenting focus, combined with the couple's quiet restraint, has created a perfect storm. And now the stakes feel heavier than ever. The moment the documents remain sealed, speculation will multiply. Owens will continue to stir the flames. And the flawless story of Blake and Ryan, long held up as Hollywood's modern-day royalty, will hang in the balance, dangling on the edge of rumor, waiting for the truth or something close to it to break free.
That when she starts getting bad press, and this is a perfect time for Ryan to manipulate her, in my opinion, I'm going to draft a statement that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer have to read to save Blake's reputation. Ryan demanded that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer lie to the public. So they gave them the opportunity, basically put a gun to their head and said, this is a statement that we want you to read. So this is like why I love this lawsuit, because this is an insight that everything you read.
In Hollywood, reputations are as fragile as glass, and a single leaked document or stray video has the power to shatter years of careful image building. Candace Owens understands this better than most, which is why she has zeroed in on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, mocking their protective order as though it were a fortress hiding secrets. Her pointed commentary casts doubt on their flawless smiles and picture-perfect narrative, hinting that behind the polish, something more complicated and potentially damaging may be waiting to spill. That suggestion is dangerous in a world where perception is currency. Audiences are endlessly fascinated by the idea that even Hollywood's most celebrated love stories might hide shadows. Owens, ever the provocateur, leans into that curiosity, positioning herself as the one unafraid to tug at the threads of a fairy tale. To her critics, it's all performance. Spot a vulnerable headline, toss sharp jabs across social platforms, and watch the frenzy spiral until the couple feels the weight of mounting public pressure. To her defenders, however, this is the essence of her brand. They argue she has built a career exposing the artificial images and contradictions of celebrity culture, calling out the spin and secrecy that the industry often protects at all costs, and once Owens throws her first punch, the chain reaction is almost guaranteed. Media outlets scramble for fresh angles, tabloids chase unverified whispers, and social platforms ignite with hashtags and memes. The coverage multiplies, whether Blake and Ryan choose to engage or not. Their silence, which may be meant as strategy, becomes its own kind of message, louder than words, and exactly the space Owens thrives in. By daring them to respond, she amplifies the tension, all while whispers circulate that the couple's legal team is working frantically behind the curtain. Reports of airtight NDAs, sealed filings, and gag clauses paint a picture of aggressive efforts to lock down leaks, turning what could have been dismissed as routine paperwork into something that feels like a race against time because all it takes is one misstep. A disgruntled ex-employee, an opportunistic insider, even an unguarded comment in an interview. Any of those could ignite a scandal capable of derailing movie deals, brand endorsements, and the fan devotion the couple has built. Owens knows this fragility is the very fault line that makes the story magnetic. She pushes, daring those in the know to break Hollywood's unspoken code of silence, knowing full well that attention and fear of legal retaliation will tug at people in equal measure, and the stakes are enormous. If secrets, whether personal disputes, messy financial ties, or uncomfortable industry dealings ever come to light, the fallout could collapse the carefully cultivated empire that keeps Blake and Ryan at the top of the Hollywood food chain. Owens thrives in this chaos, her commentary ensuring she remains relevant no matter how the cards fall. Yet she, too, courts risk. If her attacks start to feel hollow or opportunistic, her credibility could take a hit. But history suggests Owens rarely backs away when controversy is the oxygen she breathes. Especially not when Hollywood's most glamorous couple is at the center of her crosshairs. What began as a private legal maneuver has now grown into a full-scale cultural spectacle, embodying the fragility of fame itself. One crack, one rumor, one leaked detail, any could collapse the illusion of perfection. Which raises the looming questions: are Blake and Ryan truly hiding something explosive, or is this simply another case of opportunism inflating a minor legal move into a full-blown scandal? Even if answers surface, clarity may remain elusive. Hollywood thrives on mystery, on half-truths whispered behind closed doors, and on deals that never see daylight. Owens has already pulled on the thread, and whether or not her claims hold water, the unraveling has begun. Each day brings new rumors, fresh insider whispers, and speculation that keeps the couple's fairytale image teetering. For a duo long celebrated as grounded, glamorous, and untouchable, the pressure is immense. With deadlines looming, depositions whispered about, and more legal barriers quietly stacking up, the story only grows hotter. And as history shows, in Hollywood, secrets rarely stay buried for long. Owens isn't just stirring the pot, she's daring the world to believe the fairy tale could collapse at any moment, reminding everyone that even the brightest smiles can mask the darkest cracks.